guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today is day 3 of Ethany's hashtag 31 Days of Tarot. And today's question asks us what our top 5 Oracle decks of 2019 were. I know there are going to be people that will probably choose the top 5 Oracle decks that they bought in 2019. I'm going to interpret it as the top 5 Oracle decks that I utilized and loved in 2019, whether or not they were purchased or created in 2019. We have the Wally Wallito who has come to join us, and let's go ahead and jump into those decks. All right, our very first deck should come as no surprise. This was actually manifested, brought into fruition in 2019, and that is my Oracle deck, my Wally's World Oracle, A Healing Journey Through Sacred Sites, and this is like a little Wally Wallito on the world. This was a deck that was backed on Kickstarter by several lovely homies, and also many people from our community helped to bring this deck to life in, donating pictures, whether they donated time, money, pictures, like it's, I'm just so happy with it. But anyway, so this is my beautiful my red orange roses that I have in my front yard. It's got like the seed of life overlaid on top. I have collaged hemimorphite, which is one of my favorite stones for healing. I have some sacred symbols, my golden triangles, my golden circles, which actually is infinity split in half, so there's an infinite amount of healing in between this portal of roses that you see here. But each of these sites is sacred to the person that took the photograph. So not all of them are my photographs. These are photographs that are donated from people throughout our community. And in the guidebook, they mentioned why that particular site is sacred to them. Some of them are famous sites, like, here we have Machu Picchu, and yes, we have Stonehenge, but for some people, it's, I don't know, it was, just a feeling they had, just, maybe a breakthrough they had, just a moment they had in this particular place, or on the back of their horse. Yeah, and it's just, I love their stories, which is why I put their stories in the guidebook so that people can kind of see why these pictures were chosen. And so that way, if you don't have money to travel all over the world to get to these beautiful sacred sites, you can travel through the portals here, and I believe that energetically we can do such things. And so I use it as a shamanic journeying tool. I use it as like regular oracle cards, just without words, and I prefer decks without words because I like to use my intuition that way. I've used them with tarot readings. I read with them alone. I meditate with them. So, and I'm glad so many other people are finding these useful as well. So yes, my top deck, my top oracle deck of 2019 is gonna be my deck. My Wally's World Oracle. Wally, you created such a good deck. You're such a good boy. Okay. Now we get off the tooting my horn train. On to another deck that I used frequently. Actually, I've used for quite some time frequently. And that comes in this little pouch here, which actually I got this pouch through a shop on Etsy called My Grandmother's Hands for this deck specifically. And this is the Deck of Color by the Color Gypsy. Those are the backings, and these are what I use for my monthly readings, and also when I'm just trying to tap into my kind of like the color that I'm giving off, the mood that I'm giving off, the energy that I'm giving off. I think this deck works really well. And there's also like different shade variations of certain colors, like your pinks, your oranges, your yellows, your blues, and so on and so forth. And I really like that. I do feel that color offers within it a certain vibration. I do work with obviously lots of color. So yeah, I definitely connect with this deck. I don't even know how long I've had this deck now. I don't know, quite some time. So this is probably going to make my, what's tomorrow's list? My most used decks between 2010, 2019. This is probably going to make that list too. But yeah, I like it. I dig it. I like to use it in larger spreads, and sometimes my daily draws, although I haven't used it in a daily draw in a while. It's more when I'm looking to get more in depth and I'm doing some maybe depth work on myself. So our third deck of Oracle deck of 2019 is the Lavish Earth Oracle, and it says a crystal affirmation deck, and the author is Amy Woodson. So Amy Woodson's the author. There we go. Amy Woodson. Okay, so again, I don't know how long I've had this deck. All I know is it works for me. I dig it. I love the energy. I love the feel of the cards. I'm all kinds of crystal girl. I love me some crystals and some stones and all that good stuff. So usually I will say what crystal, can help me out with this situation, which crystal would be best fitting in helping to find a resolution to the situation. And whatever I pull, like let's say I pull a thunder egg, maybe I don't actually have a thunder egg, actually I don't. So in that case I would just maybe focus on the image and see, meditate and see how it could help me. If I did have something like black tourmaline, which I do have a couple of pieces of black tourmaline, I would actually physically get those pieces and then put them on top of this card, and then I would like meditate with their energy and see how they can aid me in the situation. So I really dig this deck for that. I know that there are other crystal decks. I don't know, I just really like the feel of this one. I like that there is a quote that kind of surrounds the border here, or is the border. The quote is the border. You have a little bit of information here, and then you have some keywords. So I think it's fantastic for whatever it is that you are using it for. So yeah, and then so that's my third. All right, so number four of my top 5 of 2019, these Oracle decks. My Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. I have all the expansion packs, so there are quite a few cards in here. I don't know, there's like 80 some cards, I think, total, if you had all the expansion packs and the free harp card and all that good stuff. But the backs are different, especially depending on the expansion pack that you had. Some of them, they create a map. Some of them, if you put them all together, they make a Ouija board. Yeah, some of them, they're just, normal backings like that. Yeah, I just really like it. Patrick Valencia has some interesting art, but I dig it. And it's really simple. It's just a little simple image with a simple little word. It's kind of aged. It's got that like tea stained look to it. Some of them have blood splatter on it, like that one. I don't know, it just kind of gives it like a weird, creepy, mysterious vibe, which I like. But I prefer to use this particular deck when I am connecting with spirit, because the images are so simple. When I am physically connecting with spirit without the use of cards, that's how I receive things, is symbolically. It's just all symbols. So that if I pull out a deck and like this, and I'm pulling out some symbols and I'm connecting with spirit, so what I'm seeing in my head is interesting, I start seeing them here in the cards too, so it kind of gives me validation that what I'm seeing is actually connection with spirit, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it has like the boy card and girl card, so sometimes you can figure out if the spirit is male or female, but that's how I like to use this deck. I think I've used it couple of times to find lost objects, but I have a different deck that I like to use for that. So yeah, I am digging the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. And then we get into our 5th and final deck, Oracle deck of 2019. And that is a deck that I keep in here. This was my Auntie Caroline's. She had like all these items from different countries and things like that, mostly from Asian type countries. because, well, we're Asian. But anyway, it's a deck that I created myself using magazines. So I made cutouts, and this is I call it the Donna Ispirazione, Donna di Ispirazione deck. There's my little title card, I guess. It's kind of a big deck, so I have it in like the little drawer down at the bottom. So this is half the deck. But I painted these little backings. I just did a little squiggle. So I did that on like every card. I had to paint each and every card. Then I got them laminated over at Staples. So that way, you know, they don't get damaged by water or anything like that. But I found all these images in several different types of magazines, so it was just images that really stuck out to me, and I thought that they would be good for reading with. And so I think because I created it and they're images that really appealed to me is why I read with it so well, which is why if I'm gonna be busting it out, I bust it out for others, I bust it out for myself, I do my daily draws with it, I do larger spreads with it, I do meditations with it, like I can do all sorts of stuff with this. I can stand on my head with this. But yeah, I find this to be a great deck to work with. So those of you that are on a budget and like, hey, I don't got all kinds of money to, you know, go and buy a deck, make your deck. I'm all about DIY. I'm all about the cheap, as you can see by the ring that I've made myself. I'm all about the DIY. All right, so that was it for me, spiritual homies. That was the top 5 oracle decks of 2019, according to moi. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. So if you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding, ding, ding notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. Got a lot of different types of readings. And if you want to throw a little Wally and Loki money my way, think about joining that KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot. All right, so that's it for me, spiritual homies. I will catch you tomorrow for day 4 of Ethany's #31 Days of Tarot. All right, catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.